Hello everyone, my name is Jamin. Thanks so much for visiting my channel. In this video, I have an HP EliteBook 850 G5. I'm going to show you how to get inside, access your fan assembly, heatsink, CPU area. So first thing, power down your computer the correct way. Make sure it's off and unplugged from your charger. We're then going to flip it over to access our bottom case screws. After removing all the screws seen here, you're going to take a small, flat, preferably plastic pry tool. I say plastic because it'll scratch your case less than a metal one will. We're going to go across the seam all the way around and pry the bottom case off from the rest of the computer. Now, it's generally best to start in the back near one of the two corners. Don't go too far in with the pry tool. You could damage some internal components. Just keep it on the edge. Go slow but firm. And if you get stuck going in one direction, just leave it. Start on the other side and go the other way. After you get your bottom case off, this is what you're looking at for the inside of your computer. Now, as a general computer repair side note, whenever I'm working on a computer in my shop, it's sitting on an anti-static mat. Either that or an anti-static bracelet are great ideas to avoid damaging anything when you're working on your computer. If you would like any help with tools or supplies for your project, there will be a link above. Also below in the description, it'll be a list of all the tools and supplies that I use in my shop, and I will also include in that list all the replacement and upgrade parts for this specific model computer, the 850 G5. Now, before I touch anything in a computer, I always either remove or at least unplug my battery. A computer is safest to work on when as little power as possible is running through it. Now, here's your battery right down here. This battery has 4 screws. Each one will have a little white arrow or triangle next to the M2.5 notation. So you have the one here, 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 and here. And the battery plugs into the motherboard right here. Now, this goes for any cables or wires in a computer. Try not to pull on the actual wires if at all possible. If you can, just manipulate the plug. And this is a nice plug. It's got a grip on either side. You can use your fingernails or a pry tool to wiggle that out of that port without having to pull on that wire too much. So your fan is right here. Heatsink assembly goes between it and the vent and comes down here over your CPU, GPU area. To remove the fan, you have a screw here, 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 and here. The wire to the fan plugs into the motherboard right here. Be very, very careful with this wire. Fan wires are notoriously cheap and they break very easily. So as much as you can, just grab that plug and pull it out of that port. Be very careful pulling on the wire too hard. To get the heatsink up, you have these 2 screws over the GPU, these 4 over the CPU. Now, I'm not sure why you're here. If you're here to replace a broken fan, perhaps you're having overheating issues and you're here to clean out the whole heatsink assembly. Just a word of caution, if you do ever remove a heatsink assembly in any computer and expose the thermal paste to air, it does then need to be reapplied. Once it's been broken apart and exposed to air, it's not going to do its job as well. Below in that link I told you about with all the replacement parts for this computer, I will have a couple different thermal paste options. One will be on the cheaper end if money is really an issue. The other will be on the more expensive end. Just be aware that with thermal paste, you do get what you pay for. The cheaper stuff does do a good job, but the expensive stuff does do a better job. Also, keep in mind that before you put your thermal paste down, you want to clean all the old stuff off of the heatsink and the chip. You don't want to put new paste on top of old paste. And then when you're putting it down, you don't want to put too much down. If you put too much thermal paste down, you could lock heat in rather than facilitate its transport out. If you would like help with any of that process, I'll have a video link above. Also below in the description, it will be a tutorial on how to fix an overheating computer. And one of the things it will show you is how to clean all the old paste off and how to correctly apply the right amount of new thermal paste. But that's the end of this video, how to get into your EliteBook 850 G5 and access your fan, heatsink, CPU assembly. Thanks again so much for watching. Please remember to like and share if this helped you out, if you think it can help someone else out. And feel free to subscribe if you enjoy DIY computer content like this, or if you just want to keep me on hand to answer any of your future computer questions. I do try to answer all questions throughout my channel at least a couple times a day. Also, feel free to check out the related links section below in the description. From time to time, I do try to add things in there that I think will help you with your general computer life, make it more productive, more enjoyable. So thanks again for watching, everyone. I look forward to seeing you on my next video.